game number 1 for PGC 2022. We head to the ever-lovely Erangel.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for all this to happen. As you said, the teams are very top-heavy. The fact that we get both Sonics and NEWHAPPY in the same lobby is just, oh, it's a blessing. Game number 1, couldn't ask for a better matchup.
Sonics, NEWHAPPY, big names. Of course, you've got the Freaks as well, PGC. I mean, Pio's an absolute iconic name for PUBG. Let's head underway, and it's a pretty decent playing path that we've got for game number 1. So again, reminder, game 1, 15 games for Group A. They'll play 5 today, and then they'll get a day off, and then they'll play 5, and then they get a day off, and then they'll play 5. And the good news about that, Cameron, is the fact that they can sort of bond review between days.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about, oh, I need my 8 hours of sleep, I need to get some good rest, good food, and then swing on in. They can take the entire time to sit and watch. They're going to want to be paying attention to Group B as well, of course.
Certainly so, yeah.
But their goals should be Group A. They have a couple of days off once the group stage all finishes, and they can then catch up on all what they've sort of like left out of B.
Now, the camera was just sort of holding there for a second over SGD and Sonics. For now, they've got 22 Esports and Na'Vi as well, but I'm probably anticipating we will be swinging back over to Pachinko very shortly. Na'Vi, I think, are going to be safe here. 22 Esports are going to just parachute away, but this is the big fight, Cameron.
This is it. In fact, it's Tiggleton and another member of SGD on the roof. Not exactly going to be punching out, but oh no! Oh, that's not a good start.
Oh my days. Tiggleton down at Sophia straight away with the micro Uzi. SGD making their presence known already here for PGC 2022. And it is unfortunate for the Sonics, but they were well and truly aware that this was going to be happening. Both of these two teams have been screaming these hot drops. Unfortunately for Tiggleton, he didn't quite get the right drop. Wow, for both of them, really, they both just copping one there. It's Shrimsy who comes off second best, though. Mime with the nade. That one does go through, and H-Twin actually does get the down onto Leo. So the Sonics, they have to pounce on this, Camry. They have to be aggressive and try and get one player back down the other way. S12 out for Mime. Shen can't win that one. Shot to the face. So they're going to lose Shen, the star player for SGD, gone. Now they've lost Leo as well, down to just Sophia and Jervis. That's the next part of the equation here, right? It feels like in some ways they've gotten over the big hurdle here, losing Tiggleton, but then you get your mental sort of restored. They're pushing nicely here as well, playing off of each other. They've got the numbers, they play it really well, but Jervis from the roof gets the down onto Shrimsy. Are they going to lose another player for this? Because in all honesty, Kemi, if they get out of here with the 3 players alive for Sonics, you take that with getting 4 kills back the other way, but they're still got to get rid of Jervis.
Yeah, last player on his team, he knows that he at least wants to try and get some revenge. Leaving as a solo at this point in the game isn't going to be that valuable. He's going to try and get at least one more kill if he can finish Shrimsy off. That's something, but Mime is there with the covering and the smoke as well. Jervis is ready for H-Twin's rotation!
Oh, wow! Oh, for a second! What a shot, though, from Mime, jumping right on top of his head, and had he messed that one up, Sonics were out, they were gone.
This is just very aggressive, very confident play, and there it is. PO takes the first opening shots, but Tycon with the answer doesn't land too many of his own, but it forces PO away. There's some shots traded across the board from both of these squads. No knock just yet, but they are aware of each other's positions.
Yeah, really smart there from Tycon to just go prone, understanding those shots coming from a direction he's not quite sure. PO, I thought for a second, was basically in no man's land and would go down. Speaking of going down, kill point goes the way of Mime. Courtesy of Vinny from 22 Esports. You'll take that. It's a freebie in the end. That's now 5 kills for Sonics. Those compound positions, NEWHAPPY, Danoa, and then even positions like Apps and Skull. So big right now for these teams. T5 pushing up onto Skull now. Twisted Minds are going to have to just try and ward them off.
Ooh, Ranger down to 1 HP. 1 grenade from Lou is going to do it. That's a double knock. Make that a triple. Who is raining fire down on Therodon 5.
Yeah, unfortunately, front entrance was not the path that they took, and unfortunately, climbing over that wall has cost them big time. So Therodon 5 on the verge of being eliminated. I think only Pat and Pong is still remaining. Ivas gone, as well as NEWHAPPY knocked down here for Entropic. So the pushers are coming out here based on that phase 3 circle shift. Everyone just has to make a move from the edge in towards the center positions. Sparking, Moonage down. So this is actually somewhat winnable still for both of these two teams between Entropic and Yahoo.
The problem is, there are so many teams that are able to third party onto this. You were talking about the compounds. There's so much open area in large parts of this area of the map. So like third party, fourth party, fifth party, sixth party. I mean, Entropic getting inside that building just because of that risk alone.
Backfilling that position that Twisted Minds, of course, were holding before. Sonics pull out into the fields, and 77 is watching this Begapa pushing into pretty much an open compound. Example with a double knockdown onto Himas and Duckmai.
Na'Vi, eyes on Cerberus. More grenades coming in, it smokes for cover. smokes to try and get the revive, because there are a couple of shots. It looks like, I'm looking at the map, it looks like NEWHAPPY from more central position is also taking some shots down this way. Yeah, very, very long range, but you just gotta land a few to either get another knock, get a re-knock. Good example, wants that grenade, it looks good.
Good pressure being applied by Na'Vi. They smell blood in the water here for Cerberus, and it is a good combination of a team effort from Na'Vi. Up to 7 kills now, and a good start for them in game number 1. They just lost 2 players in the kill feed. Well, Sonics have just lost their entire squad to Twisted Minds, so they go out in 13th position, did collect 5 kills for their effort, despite the hot drop at the start. Not too shabby, but it's Na'Vi who are going to probably suffer a similar fate, where they've got the kills, Cammy, but I don't think they're going to get the placement points.
Yeah. They have a lot of line of sight around them as well, so any team that wants to crash them, trying to find that angle to sneak up and get up close and personal before the shots start landing, good luck with that one, because you also have Twisted Minds, also Overpeakers coming in from that app position that you just mentioned, taking shots. KDF trying to rotate in, they have nowhere else to go, so might as well try and send it, but already numbers of them have been taken down, have been knocked, getting confirmed. Yeah. T5 get eliminated in the meantime.
Ming confirming, and this is what NEWHAPPY have to be ready for, and of course they're going to be quite proactive on the defense, understanding a lot of teams on the edge don't have much that they can play in terms of a halfway point between the compound for Tiamba, who are obviously now on the move. That blue also making its way in.
Yeah, Tampa is one that I'm the most worried about. They have the furthest to move, and it's the most open area for them. And even if they were to try and crash NEWHAPPY, it's not going to be a 4-on-4, because you have Dynamo, you have the Overpeakers shooting them as well. So instead, they are going to go towards the north, try and take an isolated engagement. No one can really third-party this as aggressively as if they were to go towards the center. So they're able to land, able to get to the wall. But Dynamo Esports are aware of their position, and the blue is right at their back.
Yeah, and I wonder if Tiamba, when they originally went for this, did they have intel that Dana was still here? I wonder if potentially they thought they could just backfill into this compound that might have been left. Sol gets caught by Chewy. Big kills going away for Danawa, and it's Tiamba that do fall on the backside of that building. So Sol got knocked, but then obviously the response coming from Howland. Well played from Danawa. Now you've got to just kind of get moving and get going. That blue's still a minute away from phase 6. Vegapar started to feel that pressure as well.
Car goes down. Zipiani drops Songjong. It's all falling apart, but again, you can't really blame them too much. Where can you go? Twisted Minds making their own send, making their own wild rotation, finding some bit of cover. Lambu can't even get into the shack before he gets dropped.
9 teams remaining. We're on that sort of bubble point in terms of those placement points, and I do wonder who's maybe more likely to go out at this point. There's quite a few teams that are struggling to hold on. Twisted Minds, though, fall in 9th. They don't get any placement points from this one. They'll take the 5 kills, though, with them. Not a bad start by any means, but unfortunately for Vegapar, how often does this really end well for teams? Basically never.
Hey, the smokes are there from Twisted Minds.
That's true.
Let something stop here, make a little pit stop. And we saw a couple of shots land as well in the rotation, but here comes GEX, so they're going to be following along. Who's going to get the kills here? Only 2 teams enter, 1 comes out alive.
Zhongjang knocked down, so too hard. DG98 going to have to just do the rest of the work here for Vegapar. If they want to stay in this game for a little bit longer. GEX, not really a clean entry. Those smokes ended up being such a positive boon for Vegapar. They've done a decent job, at least, in being able to survive a little bit longer than GEX, who have fallen in 8th position. Too Hard did get knocked as well. So it's only DG98 that is still alive behind that tree, not inside of the next phase circle, but has a little bit of time, still has those smokes up as well.
NEWHAPPY to see all the angles, the oppression that they have. It wasn't even BGP that deleted GEX, it was NEWHAPPY that got all of those kills. One more send, why not? Just one more, now 22 has to defend against Overpeaker, swinging on in. James opens the door, but Kizera down to 2 HP, has to make a stand, but he's gonna fall.
Oh, Hazardton did get one onto VAR, that might be a casualty. What a shot onto Clip as well with the DBS. So 2 for Hazardton, but forced out by the Molotov. Does he just flush here? Surely, just being a little bit greedy. No, he doesn't. It's gonna be revives for Overpeakers. 6 kills, they'll get Vard and Clip back up as well. Not a bad position, but here come Danawa making their way in straight after. This is perfect timing from Danawa.
Do they have time for the revives or Overpeakers? Mixie dropping the grenade, it could be good, but no, the vehicle swings right past, but he has to pull his rifle out.
Yeah, they had to get off of the revives there if they're going to give themselves any chance. Mexi goes down to only James left in a 1 versus 4, and perfectly timed. Well, technically it's a 1 versus 2, I should say, but perfectly timed from Danawa, understanding what has just sort of transpired. A couple down. James still alive and is, of course, lingering in that smoke. We go back over, though, to example for Na'Vi, and he has been able to hide perfectly. HS, though, shooting him in the back, and yeah, that's why he was hiding on the other side of the rock for so long.
A good dodge, but It's so hard to guarantee an isolate fight. He's able to get one knock, and I think QBE's actually got sent outside of the zone. I don't think he's going to be able to get revived in the nature of the game right now.
But unfortunately, does hit him early. I will say, though, at this point, Cammy, looking at the scoreboard, it's basically who's going to finish second at this point.
Looks to be that way.
Oh, James!
Oh!
Oh, I think we missed that one by the skin of these teeth. James caught them both running out of the doorway. I mean, I imagine just lining them up. That was pretty easy for James. DG98, do you just deny at this point?
Yeah.
He goes down to the blue. 3 teams remaining. So it comes down to whether or not James can get second for Overpeakers.
21 points.
I don't think there's any point in denying for what it's worth because of the fact that top 8 go through. There's not much you gain. Well, Tropic have just sort of said, you know what, then I'll stop talking. And there's the quick kill from HS onto James. NEWHAPPY, defending champions. They want to retake their throne, and right now they sit atop it for the first game of Group A.
I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours.